All right, questions?
Scooter, just tell me when you knew you were feeling it, because you had a season-high 28 points and you were productive on both ends of the court today.
Uh, it starts at practice. I had a great week of practice. Showed up, I competed, and yeah, I just came in locked in today. Came in locked in, do whatever we had to do to win.
Last two home games, you guys have outscored the opponent in the second half, 84-49. What do you feel like adjustment-wise you guys are making, I guess, to allow for these comebacks?
Playing harder on both ends of the floor, executing what we go over in practice, and just being us. We finally getting back to who we are, and when who we are, we tough to beat.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what he said, we just play hard, and we know we just keep wearing people are just wearing them out, and we just feel like we in good condition. So keep wearing them out. By the second half, we still fresh and still hooping and playing hard.
Going against a team that likes to, create multiple opportunities on the offensive glass, how do you guys feel like you kind of went into this game and handled that tonight?
I'd say our coach really challenged us this week for us like rebounding. I think they average like 16 offensive rebounds a game. So coach just put a lot of emphasis on that. So we just made sure every possession, every shot, just make sure to turn around and hit somebody, even if it's not your man, just hit somebody and make sure we get the rebound.
Man, coach told us at the beginning, he was like, the tougher team gonna win tonight. So we just came out, defend, and we was a tougher team tonight. Got the dub.
You guys mentioned it, but I mean, these second half comebacks are just becoming the norm for you guys. How have you embraced that identity if that's kind of like who you are, you're never out of a game?
I would like to get off a little. I would like to, change that narrative. I would like for us to start off a little faster, but take it how you get it. We're just gonna continue to get better and continue to grow.
I think really what it is, I think we just hate losing. So when we look at the score, we're like, oh, we down 7, 10, or whatever, how much we're down. We're like, we all look and say, fellas, we not out this game. Anything is possible. Game's not over to a 0-0, so we gonna keep fighting. And one thing Coach has say all the time, if you do what you can control, the score will take care of itself. So the second half, we just do what we control, play hard, and the score always take care of itself.
I think AJ misses his first 7 shots, and then he still ends up, being a productive point guard for you. 8 assists, 1 turnover today. How have you kind of seen him and maybe embraced, like, not being as much of a scorer, but facilitating for you guys?
I just feel like AJ is a very good scorer, but when we tell him all the time, hey, we don't care about just scoring. Hey, you're a point guard, just be you. When you struggling, we're gonna have your back. So we may play, we're gonna still find a way to make you look good. So you break down the defender, get to the hole. Hey, we're gonna hit open shots. You throw the lob, we're gonna catch, we're gonna make it. So we just gonna always have his back, even when his shot's not falling.
Piggyback off that, I feel like that's what make AJ special. He affects the game in so many ways. Like if he not scoring, he getting assists. He also chip in on some rebounds. Yeah, like I said, I just feel like that's what makes him special. He always affecting the game somehow, some way. And he's a great leader. As the point guard, we need that in the point guard. And, shout out to AJ.
Scooter, you and DJ were really that 1-2 punch in the first half, but he missed most of the second half. Did you kind of feel like you had to put the team on your back a little bit?
No, I just had it going tonight, and Coach did a great job finding a way to get the ball to me. And I just feel like, I wasn't efficient enough, but, we growing. But shout out to the guys for having my back and trusting me with the rock tonight.
Good. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Coach, opening statement, this is your third straight win of coming back from at least 12 down. How are you able to pull this one off?
I don't like doing it like this, but I'll take it. I hope it's because our guys, when we get in the locker room and we adjust and we do certain things, that we're picking those things up. I wish we talked about getting off to a better start. Maybe I'm learning that my team needs time. I don't know the answer to that, and it's the thing that me and my coaches are steadily fighting to understand why we get such slow starts. I didn't think we started so slow in this one. I thought at the end of the first half we turned the ball over quite a bit and gave them some really easy baskets, which gave them a little cushion down the stretch, because they got about 6 points off transition. I think 12 in the first half off turnovers. I'm sorry, and that hurt us in the first half. We took care of the ball in the second half. I think we ended up with 11 turnovers total, so we only had 4 in the second half. And when we did that, we actually guarded the ball. We were getting driven in the first half, one-on-one. We guarded the ball in the second half. We rebounded, and we were able to make shots on the other end.
So to that point, do you think as a staff, with so many of these guys playing these matchups for the first time, it does take them, a little bit more time to figure out, defensively what they need to, adjust to, or how do you kind of see that?
No doubt. My team has no familiarity with who, R.J. Johnson. They don't know these guys. I have a new team, and A.J. and Will Allen that played today are the only ones that have a clue who Braden Lou is. And so, until they see them and they understand how good or how fast or how quick or how athletic they are, sometimes it's an adjustment period, And we can stay in there in the room and as coaches and tell them how good they are, but, they're 18-year-old young men. Sometimes you tell them that, they're like, yeah, right, coach. He ain't as good as me. Until we get out there and we start playing basketball, and then they kind of have to adjust and figure it out.
Scooter had the hot hand, 28 points, season high. He was also disruptive on the defensive end, too. Just what did you see overall from his performance?
So, I know I talk about it. It's going to sound really cliche, but he had an unbelievable week of practice. How he looked in practice this week, he was hitting everything. And I told myself, I didn't make a big deal of it, but I told myself if I needed a sub for one of those guards, I was coming with him pretty quick. And I wasn't going to be upset if he gave me some effort on miss some shots. And it looked exactly like offensive, like he looked in practice. He was just really making shots. And to his credit, he started with getting a couple steals on the defensive end and got himself going, getting to the cup, seeing some layups go in. And then after that, I thought it was my job to get the ball to him and put the ball in his hands and get him down here. He is a big, strong guard, and he's very athletic. So I just wanted to call as many plays for him as I could, not only for him, but to help DJ get off the ball, because he was on the ball so much and they were banging him around. So it worked out. He went downhill. He made free throws. He made shots. And I think the best thing that happens when that three went in, they had to come out and guard him a little bit, so it kept giving him his drive.
Obviously going into this game, that Kennesaw was one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the conference. I feel like you guys kind of went into today and handled that.
Oh, my goodness. My coach that had the scout kept telling me, Coach, we might need to play big this game because they are averaging 16 offensive rebounds a game. We held them to 13. I wish we would have held them under that, but we knew that was going to be a challenge and a task. We knew their first shot, our first shot defense had to be good because they shoot three so well, but really the best thing they do is go get it off the glass, and so we knew we had to be great there. So if we guarded in transition, which I thought we did a good job after the first half, and after we guard transition, then we contest all shots and know where R.J. Johnson was, and then we rebound their first miss. Then I felt like we could play because I felt like the floor is tilted a little with them. We could run in transition on them on the way back.
I feel like the win's even more impressive given that DJ, I don't think, played the final 10 minutes of this game. What was he dealing with that didn't lead him to come back in?
He got banged up pretty bad there, and he just wasn't right. I could see in his eyes. I kept saying, "You okay?" And he was telling me yes, but sometimes you got to read through what guys are saying and the welfare of the young man. I was like, he's not right. My staff kept saying something's wrong, and so he's in there getting checked out right now. I hope it's not the worst of the worst, but when it dove on the floor or whatever, he banged bodies, and he just didn't seem right. He was kind of just loopy a little bit.
You mentioned it, but are you guys embracing now this cardiac dogs, comeback kids mentality, or would you rather, is it just too stressful for you?
It's stressful. I look around, and don't get me wrong, I hate to lose, and I love winning. But at the end of the day, I'll take it any way we can get it. It's not pretty, and it's not easy. But when you have a new team, sometimes it's what you have to take, and I'm gonna accept it. I'm gonna kind of take it game by game. But I would hope the Cardiac Dogs could take that show on the road too, because we took that show on the road and we were down and we tried to fight back and we were a little short, and so we'll take the ones we can get at home. But I want to travel with a special place in us this week and try to do something we haven't done all year. That's something that we can hang in front of us and say we still have something to play for outside of a championship, outside of those things.
Obviously, this game was slated for tomorrow, but on the day. How much does that change the timing of everything, the information you give them throughout the week?
It does change the timing of things. Usually we'd be in here late, or late Saturday, and then Sunday give them off, and then back at it Monday. I think we travel Tuesday this week, so we wouldn't be able to give them much information. We'll be able to start giving them information pretty soon. We'll probably, shoot free throws or something tomorrow if we're able to get in the gym due to weather. And if not, we'll start pumping information to them. We'll probably get a Zoom or something like that together. Now that we have, the technology to do that and get everybody on the situation where we can still get information to them, and we get a couple of days to pump that information to them before we travel, and hopefully we can get healed up a little bit, get some treatment, stretch out a little bit. We probably wouldn't do much tomorrow, but shoot free throws or something like that, and so we can be healed when we go on the road and healthy.
This program's always been known to dominate the defensive end with energy and effort. This team, leading the conference over 88 points per game. You guys held them to 76. Just do you feel like this team's starting to kind of create that identity of where you want them to be?
Yeah, what's so crazy is I think I don't know if it's still there, but nationally I think we're third in scoring defense in the country. So we're defending, but you're right. It's been a little struggle in conference, and we finally held a team that could really score way under their average. But the impressive thing was that we scored 82 points because we haven't been able to find that all year. We haven't been able to find shot making where multiple guys are making shots, where it's not one guy. And we actually rebounded the ball. And I wish we would have kind of secured the last one and kicked it out and not had to go through what we went through at the end there. But and then Mel Martinez and Kylan Howes, they actually have given us rim protection. And that's something that we've sorely missed since Bacho left. And so we appreciate that. And hopefully, like I say, we can really, really defend on the road, and we can continue this shot making. I hope it's me challenging them to get in the gym, because I always tell them their confidence comes through their work and the work that you put in. And if you put in work, then you should be confident when you go up there and shoot the ball. So our defense, hopefully we can continue that, but we got to get a little better on the offensive end.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.